April 6th, 4:51 PM, outside Grand Tower. Temporary film locked. Hello everyone, Triple S back is more History Investigations, Edgeworth Prosecutor's Path. This is the penultimate part of this case and this game, and by that I mean it's the second to last. I guess they just found the kid again since he's standing right there. He ran off at the end of last episode, but I guess Edgeworth managed to catch up to him before he got kidnapped or lost, so yeah, stupid kid. But yeah, the major revelation we found out last time was that that kid was the son of the president, not of Courtney. Courtney's just looking after him, but yeah, he's the son of the president and Jill Crane, if I remember correctly. That it was actually, they had a child and it was him, the president and Jill Crane. Wow. But now it seems that something was dug up out of these footprints, and that's why they're there, because Blaze the Best had something buried in 3 flower gardens in the past when this tower used to be an orphanage. So then they paved over it, so we had to smash it up and get stuff out. So I had to find out what he buried and what he dug up. And it's all just crazy, crazy, crazy right now. But yeah, let's carry on. John. So that guy was my dad. He found out about his own birth so suddenly. And furthermore, his newfound father is no longer in this world. I'd always been searching for my dad. John, I get it, alright. He's the president. I know it's a complicated situation. But we even met face to face during the filming. So then why, huh? Why didn't he tell me who he really was? I'm sorry, John. Mom, you don't need to apologise. No matter how you look at it, it's all my fault. Yesterday I broke my promise with you and didn't even notice the fire on the roof. So I destroyed everything. I crushed it all. My dad, and those flowers that my mum carefully grew. John. Please, for now, just don't think about anything. Just stay like this for a little while. Just for a little while, okay? The bond between a parent and child. That's the meaning behind Lion Lilies. I know it's not my style, but that flower is from Zeng Fa. However, we have no means of protecting that bond. Agent Lang, allow me to say this. The case won't be solved by sentimentality alone. Therefore, shouldn't we do all that we can to solve it? Yeah, you're right. The recreation of the past is finished. Were your father's deductions correct? My old man took his deductions to the grave. He never told anyone about them. So, who knows if they were right or not? In that case, what about your own deductions? Write it here what you think happened based on the recreation, in order for us to get closer to the truth of 12 years ago. Yeah, I was thinking it's about time. I can see it now. My old man's back, real close. I'll catch up to him for sure. To the truth that my old man uncovered. Someone's dog's going crazy outside. Hope it's not picking up on the microphone. Truth of the Triple S incident. There's no mistake that the president went to the orphanage. The stuffed toy is proof of that. He was planning to meet with Amy Marsh. However, the president was kidnapped, and Cameron just happened to witness it. If Cameron hadn't been there, it probably would have just been a kidnapping with no murder. Wait, Amy Marsh? Wait, who? I'm so confused. I'm confusing myself. Who the hell's Amy Marsh? That sounds like it will be... I think I might have just confused myself completely. I don't know. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. I've confused myself with Amy Marsh and Jill Crane, who's... I've forgotten completely. Afterwards, the body was moved to the flower beds and a fake photo was taken. Was that what really happened 12 years ago? Triple S incident case files updated in my organizer. However, there's one thing I still don't get. Something you don't get? It's this. Why did they need to take a fake photo? Why would they go through all that trouble and even make the president take part in the photo? That's true. However, the answer to that riddle must lie somewhere within. Once we get past the layers upon layers of deductions, we shall surely reach it. Yeah, that's right. I'd like to hear your deductions as well. Oh, I just realised it wasn't Jill Crane the president was with, it was Amy Marsh, and it was the cameraman, Cameron, his girlfriend was Jill Crane. Okay, yeah, I got Amy Marsh and Jill Crane completely confused, so it wasn't Jill Crane. Sorry. Confusing myself so much with all these characters in this game. True for the Triple S incident. Okay, we've got to go to if Cameron hadn't been there. If Cameron hadn't been there, we present the mysterious bloodstain.
Objection!
If the eyewitness, Cameron, had not been there, no murder would have taken place. Is that really the case? The criminal's goal was only to kidnap the president. If there were no witnesses, there would have been no need to commit murder, right? What if Cameron wasn't the only one who was murdered? There was a large bloodstain near the flower beds. However, Cameron was murdered near the snowman. Here you go, this bloodstain could not have belonged to Cameron. Someone else's blood was spilled, and quite a vast amount at that. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, do you have any idea what you're saying? I do. It's hard to believe, however, that is what the evidence indicates. On that night, 12 years ago, there were 2 murders. Are you saying that the other murder was covered up? Who the heck could have been killed? A murder that was cleverly concealed, all traces of it were erased. The incident itself was completely deleted from the case files. However, there's one thing. One piece of evidence that still remains intact after 12 years. This piece of evidence shows that something happened that night. Where is it? The child's drawing. The other murder incident was buried in the dark by Blaze the Best. However, there is still one piece of evidence that remains. Agent Lang is survived by your father's hands. My old man, you say? Please recall. There was one more thing that was hidden along with the traces of the murder. And that is the existence of the boy who caused the fire. Why did Blaze make the boy disappear? It's because he saw something that he wasn't supposed to see. What was the thing he wasn't supposed to see? Everything is drawn in this picture. The drawing my old man had. The person drawn on the right is most likely the president. The Mozilla doll is also drawn near him. And the person standing opposite him is... yeah, look at that face right there. Where is he? There he is, Sirhan Dogan, the bald head with his dog. And his sword. Or a knife. Man with a knife and a large black dog. He's none other than Sirhan Dogan. What? The assassin? Why would an assassin appear before a president? The answer is clear. Indeed, what occurred that night on the orphanage grounds 12 years ago was not a kidnapping. It was a presidential assassination. Oh! But then Miss Rowland and Mr. Blaze were... yep, the 2 were likely partners in crime. One furnished the orphanage to use as the scene of the incident, and the other covered up the young boy's testimony. It's likely that Mr. Cameron was murdered because he witnessed the assassination itself. After all, the kidnapping never actually happened. Stop messing around. You're saying that the president was assassinated 12 years ago? We just found his body today. He's been alive up until now. That's right. I mean, we met him ourselves. The president was assassinated 12 years ago, and the president's body was found today. That would imply there were 2 presidents. Yeah, that can't be right. Are you sure about that? There is a possibility that there were 2 presidents. That's right. Up until now, I've been getting a strange feeling from the president. Even so, I still respect the man. Zhengfei is a small country, but he carried the nation with his strength. The image of President Huang that Agent Lang described. You are wrong. He revealed his true form. Differs far too greatly from the President Huang we know. It's as if there were two entirely different people. If there were in fact two Xenfar presidents, exactly how would such a scenario be possible? What would make the existence of the two presidents possible? The president had a twin brother, one of them was a body double, the victim looked like the president. Body double! If we were to assume that one of them was a body double, wouldn't it be possible then? A body double? President Huang possessed immense power and authority in Xenfar. I'm sure there were those who envied his position and made attempts on his life. Yes, just as he was attacked a few days ago at God Lake. It's true there were those who sought Huang's life from time to time, but I can't easily believe there were two presidents. At least not without any evidence. Do I have evidence that proves there were two presidents? Where would they be? He's just going crazy when you go into the selecting stuff. Has Agent Lang not noticed this contradiction? Or has he noticed it but can't admit it? What is it, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't shout something out only to suddenly clam up. According to the recording on the doll, the President visited the orphanage at midnight. However, that should not have been possible. Ah, why is that? Why, because at the time, the President should have been at the embassy. He was together with Agent Lang's father. So, Agent Lang, you really did notice. He was in two places at the same time, ergo there must have been two presidents. How? But which of the two was the real president on that day 12 years ago? Most likely the one who died. Who? Who contracted Dogen to murder Huang? In order to learn that, first, we must have a look at the evidence that we proved was false earlier. And the piece of evidence we know to be false is... where would that be? The photo. Yep. The photo taken with Cameron's camera was taken after he was murdered. And he was murdered because he witnessed the presidential assassination. In other words, the photo must have been taken following the assassination. Given that, who was the president pictured in the fake photo? We must consider him to be the body double. In other words, the body double had the real president murdered and then took his place. Patricia Rowland and Blaze must have cooperated in that plan. Hold it! Huang's body was never found. Just where could it have been disappeared to? The answer to that is already quite apparent. This is where the real president's body was. But where are they? There we go. That's what was buried, his body was buried. Last night there was something Blaze had to unearth with his own two hands. The item was not the ransom, it was something far more important. So Blaze unburied the real president's body. The possibility is quite high. What did you say? The bones from the body buried 12 years ago would have still remained. According to Mr. Powers, construction was to begin soon at this lot. That was the deadline. Both for the movie and retrieval of the body. Because they would have found the body when they started the construction. Agent Lang, let us search the footprints that Blaze dug up. Yeah, if the body was buried there, there'd be traces of it. Hey, somebody call forensics. I have the results of the search. We found traces in the dirt that suggest the body was buried here. So it was Huang after all. We also recovered the skeletal remains that Blaze the Best dug up. They were in his home. In addition to the bone structure, the dental records and the bone fractures all match up. We can confirm that it was indeed President Huang. So, the real President Huang was indeed killed 12 years ago. The Triple S incident was a murder. Oh, that's great. Something to put my name to. Not just a kidnapping, but a murder. Most of his footprints date updated in my organizer. So the Triple S incident was actually a murder incident. There's so much information, it's way too confusing. Indeed, let's take this opportunity to review the details of the case. First, the real president came to the orphanage, right? 12 years ago, the true President Huang visited the orphanage in order to meet his son. The footsteps in the snow that we thought belonged to Mr. Cameron were most likely made by the President at that time. President Huang was supposed to meet his son here. However, the one who actually showed up was the assassin, Sir Han Dogan. He came here to meet his son but was murdered instead. How horrible. A man like Dogan shows no mercy. And after that, the second tragedy occurred. You mean Mr. Cameron's murder? Indeed, Mr. Cameron saw the decisive moments. I stutter. If the real president was killed by Dogan, his body was carried to the rear courtyard by the team of kidnappers. Mr. Cameron must have witnessed that moment from the orphanage entrance. Although he himself believed that he had actually witnessed a kidnapping. Furthermore, by this time, the body double who had come to meet up with Blaze and Miss Rowland was already standing behind Mr. Cameron. And then the witness to the incident, Mr. Cameron, was killed by the body double. So was Mr. Cameron's corpse also carried by the body double? Yeah, that seems likely. But there wasn't anything at the crime scene that looked like the body double's footprints. Heh, I've already figured out how he accomplished that. It was a piece of evidence that would have made it possible. What did the body double use to move the body without leaving any footprints? Where would they be? There they are. Victim's shoes. This is almost certainly how the body double carried Mr. Cameron's corpse. After Mr. Cameron was killed, the President's body double carried him into the middle of the garden. I suspect the body double was wearing the same shoes as the real President at the time. If he made sure to step precisely on top of the footprints left by the real President. Ah, since the shoes were the same, there would only be one set of footprints left behind in the snow. I think I've got a pretty good grasp on the Dribblers incident now. But there's still one thing I don't get. What's that? Why did they need to stage the abduction? Because Mr. Cameron witnessed the incident. He saw the President at the orphanage. He left behind witness testimony on Miss Crane's answering machine. Yep, Jill Crane, not the... yeah, I got confused. Even Blaze couldn't make that disappear. Ergo, the body double needed a reason for the President to have been at the orphanage. And that's why they prepared the fake kidnapping charade, either one. The people in the fake photo are the body double and most likely Patricia Rowland. The person in the coat is Miss Rowland? What makes you say that? The two would have to leave the orphanage in order to take the picture. Just like when he moved the body, the double used the real President's footprints. Ah, so the second set of footprints must belong to the person in the coat. Indeed, we originally believed that those footprints belonged to Cameron's killer. They were size 7 footprints, too small for Blaze's feet. Thus we can presume that the person playing the part of the kidnapper was Patricia Rowland. Hidden in the shadow of the presidential kidnapping was a presidential assassination. I see. So that's why my old man... Why he what? The old man must have realised that a murder had taken place. After all, he had the kid's drawing. However, that picture was never presented as evidence. Your father likely took it from the young witness during the investigation and hid it. He had to have known that Huang was dead. But what if he had revealed that back then? Reveal the death of the President, the backbone of Zengfa? It would have caused chaos. And that's why my old man took the secret to his grave. He even took the blame for the kidnapping, knowing that would be the fall of the House of Lang. So this is the truth that Agent Lang's father hid 12 years ago. And now it's all become clear. Triple S incident case files updated in my organizer. Is that really the case, I wonder? Huh? What? Who's there? Uh-oh. That bell. It's... Sir Han Dogan. You! Why are you here? Why can you just brazenly show up here? Who do you think you are, pal? I found the conversation most intriguing, and I just... well... Are you feeling nostalgic about an old murder of yours? You're the one who killed Huang. Nostalgia? I think not. You were speaking about the person I am searching for. You're searching for someone? I escaped from prison in order to meet with a young acolyte. The one who wore the red raincoat. The red raincoat? Who is this person? I suspect that it's the same person as the mastermind you are searching for. Someone you've been searching for. The one in the red hood. The red hood? Don't they seem surprised, Anubis? Yes, they are, my boy. 12 years ago, this young acolyte saved my life. Ooh, testimony time. Dogen's saviour. Certainly it was I who killed President Huang. However, my life was also targeted on that day. The body double, Blaze and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. Had I not been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger. But alas, even to this day, I do not know what has become of the young acolyte. So your client was indeed the body double, who was the main perpetrator of the crime. It was a long time ago, but I remember his words even now. There have been countless attempts on my life, not just once or twice, countless. And yet why must I be the only one to face the danger? When I stand before the people, I garner the same respect as the President does. Tell me, just what is the difference between him and me? The difference was great. All the voice and style of speech may be the same. One can mimic the body, but the heart cannot be reproduced. I suppose his own weaknesses cost him in his quest to become a leader. Now that Rook's gone, I'm in charge. I'm not sure if you're as capable as Rook was. Well, what are you saying? I'm totally the leader now. Perhaps the king and his knight were not so different after all. The double believed that the president's only weakness was a woman called Amy. Ooh, God, I'm dying. To find the woman, he needed the assistance of someone from this country. So he joined forces with Blaze. After determining her whereabouts, he simply waited for the right opportunity. That chance came with a meeting at the orphanage. Indeed, the director of the orphanage was bribed and brought in as an accomplice. He must be referring to Patricia Rowland. Well, given what I've told you, do you realise the whereabouts of the young acolyte now? You mean the boy who saved you? But how do you know that he's the mastermind? That day, the young one caused a fire at the garden of the orphanage. Ah! You talked about the kid who started the fire as a prank. A prank? Not at all. And that night 12 years ago, the young acolyte was hiding inside the igloo. Apparently there's an igloo. It seems he witnessed Patricia and Blaze moving the body from his hiding place. Apparently he heard them talking during that time. It would seem that they were planning to kill me because I knew the truth. He immediately came to the main hall to tell me that. I learned this about the young acolyte some time later. It seems he was wearing a red raincoat at the time. He led me out of the main hall, and then the young acolyte said he was going to get rid of our footprints. So he scattered some lamp oil near the igloo over the snow. Then he boldly set the oil ablaze. That's a word I had trouble saying, apparently. Ah, no way! So he set the fire in order to... All their focus was diverted towards the burning flames. I took the opportunity to escape through the rear exit. So the boy in the red raincoat is the mastermind behind this case? Exactly. Isn't that right, Anubis? Yes, boy. Yes, it is. Rebuttal! Dogen's saviour. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Had I not been reunited with a young acolyte? Press. Reunited? So, when did you first meet with him? That would be 18 years ago, on the 24th of December. That is a rather long time ago. On that day, our roles were reversed. I saved the young one's life. There was an unusual snowstorm on that day. The temperature was well below freezing. We took Anubis for a walk in the snow. That's when Anubis noticed something and started running. I followed after him and found a car. I had great difficulty opening the door, it had frozen shut. In the back seat, there were 2 young children, shivering from the cold. 2 children? Had they remained in the car for an hour longer, they surely would have frozen to death. Tied up. I brought the 2 of them to a nearby orphanage. Is there anything about Dogen's story that concerns me? There is something, nothing in particular. Okay, apparently the guy doesn't tell me which one to pick. Okay, I'm just gonna go, there is something. What concerns me is... Okay, there we go, yeah, that was the right thing. The date, the number of children, the model of the car. The dates. So the guy was missing a step there, saying there is something. 24th of December, 18 years ago. Are we sure about that? There is no mistake. Could that mean... I know. There's significance behind that date. What shows the significance of the date when Dogen found the children? Where would it be? Where would it be? Where would it be? The IS-7 incident document is from 18 years ago. That day, a certain incident occurred. A sculptor was murdered. Ah! During that incident, 2 young boys went missing. Of course, yes. Yes, those 2! The sons of the victim, Isaac Dover, and the culprit, Dane Gustavia. That's why they were tied up. Nobody found out where those 2 boys went after the case 18 years ago. It all ties together. Oh, they were the sons of a victim and a culprit? It all makes sense now. What makes sense? One of the youths was bound, so that he could not move. Mr. Dover did it so that Mr. Gustavia's son couldn't come to the contest venue. Indeed, Gustavia was using his own son as a taste tester. To think that was what transpired. Neither child seemed to recall what had happened. They lost their memories? The Acolyte told me this when we were reunited 12 years ago. The pair were placed in an extreme situation, on the verge of freezing to death. That trauma led them both to suffer from amnesia. Neither could so much as remember his own name. So they didn't even know that they were the sons of Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia. Indeed, while we cannot say it conclusively, the probability is quite high. However, we still don't have enough information to deduce the mastermind's identity. Dogen, would you please continue your story? Very well. No. Dogen and the Acolytes. I continued my correspondence with the young Acolyte even after entering prison. Recently... Oh my god, it's Knightley. Oh my god. One of those kids is Knightley. I just realised that must be true. Recently that has all come to an abrupt halt, however. Be quite concerned. Furthermore, those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents one by one. I grew more and more curious, as I absconded briefly from the prison. Those involved 12 years ago. British Roland, Blaze the Best, and President Huang's body double. And Miss Roland was the warden of Mr. Dogen's prison. I blackmailed the warden. That woman had tried to kill me. Perhaps the good prosecutor has already deduced the reason. You murdered President Huang. However, the world still believed he was alive. If you were able to prove the president was a fake, both Patricia Rowland and Blaze the Best would have been in danger. That is correct, and I had heard the proof with my own ears. I'll be waiting in the courtyard at the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting. Who might you be? My apologies, but I am presently waiting for someone. I am well aware of that, President Huang. Are you not meeting with your son? However, I do not spill blood needlessly. You may relax. I seek only the President's life. can't be. Please wait, I'm just about to meet my son for the first time. I'm sure this will be the first and the last time. Please at least wait until we are finished. I don't know why I read that as Dogen. It was actually Huang. Sorry, I get confused sometimes with who's speaking. I thought the president would beg for his life, but he was of a different sort. Officially, the president had no son. However, he shook his head and said this illegitimate son was his and he intended to re-recognise him publicly. Furthermore, he claimed that he had already made preparations towards that end. Would that son of his be the boy with horns over there by any chance? Boy with the horns? Wait, you can see John's horns? There is no need to see them. From the moment I escaped from prison until now, I have been closely lending an ear to your voices. He said that the president made preparations towards recognising his son. But the word preparations alone would be insufficient for blackmail. That's it. There was one thing that could prove Huang's words, the will held by the House of Lang. There was also proof of his trust in us. His son's existence would have been revealed to the world. The name on the recording, the mention of preparations, and the will in Zhengfa. Together they suffice to make the warden bow to my words. With those three pieces of information, one could prove the identity of the double. By using John. The president blocked the first strike of my knife with something soft. As pieces of it fell atop the snow, I struck once more. This time, the blow proved fatal. So Dogen cut off the Mozilla doll's horn. None but I heard his final words. Only myself and that child knew the president's secret son. I doubt he cut off the horn, he probably just knocked it loose because, you know, it's not exactly cut off. You can still plug it in. Okay, we gotta go to... oh god, where am I again? Oh yeah, continue my correspondence press. In other words, you contacted him from prison. That is correct. A post office box was used. A post office box? It would allow one to send and receive letters without revealing the recipient's location. Recipients. I cannot use a form of correspondence that revealed the acolyte's location. There was someone keeping watch over my correspondences, after all. He must mean the prison warden, Patricia Rowland. Could you be more specific about the nature of your correspondences? Well, they were mainly moves from my correspondence chess matches. Correspondence chess? I recall the person you were playing against. This might be hard to believe, but Dogen's chess opponent was... ah, you saying he was playing against Mr. Knightley? Wasn't it Horace Knightley? We certainly found the correspondence chess memo in Knightley's cell. Correspondence chess memo, jotted down on my organiser. Does that mean Knightley Boy was the kid from the I-7 incident? Could that really be true? Is there any evidence connecting Knightley to the I-7 incidents? Where would these be? Oh my god, did I just get them? Report on Knightley? No, that's not it. Oh, mementos. Yes. This was all that Knightley left behind. Could there be a clue hidden within? Which should I investigate? The ring or the chessboard? The ring. This ring is... it's Edgeworth. What is it? Mr. Shields, please take a look at this ring. Oh, this pattern is Pierre Hoquet's. I thought so. He had Mr. Dover's seal turned into a ring. However, why would he have why would he have this? Yeah, shouldn't it have been held by the police as evidence from the I-7 incident? After the incident, the seal was returned to the victim's next of kin. And Mr. Dover's only family was his son. But since no one knew where the son had gone to, it took a while to get it to him. I'd heard that the police had finally found him and delivered his inheritance, but... so the seal was thereby safely delivered to his son. And then he turned the seal into a ring and wore it on his person. Knightley's mementos data updated in my organiser. So Mr. Knightley was Mr. Dover's son. Police aren't fools. I'm sure they did a thorough check before handing over the seal. Someone involved in the I-7 incident was his chess opponent. Knightley, huh? Then that man must be the mastermind behind this case. But Knightley's dead. He cannot be involved in this incident. How about that? The only one who could be the mastermind was himself a murder victim. The dead guy can't be the culprit, so there's no way that's right. It certainly is strange. In that case, who is the culprit? Okay, we've got to go to writing letters in... Wait, what? Where did that one come from? Writing letters in Braille can be a rather enjoyable pastime. Don't know why he's saying that, I don't know where that one came from, but okay. So we present the correspondence chess memo. I'm certain you said you wrote your letters in Braille. Correct, the good prosecutor must know that I am lacking in sight, do you not? The correspondence chess letter we found had been typed out using a word processor. What? That cannot be. What do you mean? So someone went out of their way to retype the letters on a computer. Could another person have acted as a middleman between Dogan and Knightley? What do you mean? Dogan wrote his letters in Braille. However, by the time it reached Knightley, it had been rewritten on a word processor. We must assume that some middleman rewrote those letters. And the reverse can also be said. That same somebody might have taken the letters Knightley wrote and re-delivered them to Dogan. Yes, that is indeed true. Correspondence chess memo updated in my organizer. Knightley and Dogan both communicated through a certain individual. Dogan with the letters that reached you... They were in Braille, of course. So Knightley boy's letters must have been transposed by that same person as well. Oh? And that somebody must be... the mastermind behind the case. You're saying there's someone else who's the mastermind behind this case? And who the hell is it? Dover's son, Knightley, is already deceased. In that case, there is one more youth that we should consider to be the mastermind. You mean Dame Gustavia's son? But who the heck is he? Knightley is Dover's son, then Gustavia's son must be... Well, we're the only friends either of us have had since childhood. He was the same as me. We never had real families. It can't be. Could it? Could it really be him? Miss Edgeworth, what is it? You've gone all pale. I figured it out. The identity of the mastermind who's been controlling this case from the shadows. What? Who in the world is it? I don't want to believe it myself, but it's someone we know quite well. The mastermind is... You really have to like stretch your memory back to remember so many cases ago. But Simon Keyes, apprentice animal tamer at the Very Big Circus, came to see the trial. That's all you get. You wouldn't know, you just have to remember from way back in the day. And the case is to remember who said that line that he just remembered. The mastermind behind this case sent a letter to Jill Crane, which deceived Blaze. Furthermore, he kidnapped John and eavesdropped on us. However, of all his actions, the one I have not been able to get out of my mind is how he brought an unconscious Kay to the roof. The giant monster. Huh? Did you just say something? That's right. The key to exposing the mastermind is in the monster's true form. Ah, I almost forgot. If you'd like, please come to our next show. I'll also be performing in it. The Very Big Circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages. Sorry, fabulous! Miss Swift, there is something I would like to ask of you. What? You mean me? You said that you recorded the sound of Mozilla spewing flames. Would this decisive evidence of yours be something you recorded on that tape recorder? That's Miss Edgeworth for you. You're good at figuring things out, aren't you? The sound of Mozilla spewing out fire. This place nearly became a sea of flames. That's right. Ain't actually seen it with my own eyes, though. Could you let us listen to the tape? Sure thing. There we go. This sounds. It's as I thought. So it seems that my reasoning was correct. The true nature of the monster and the mastermind. All of my logic is coming together. Miss Hart, you said that you captured the giant eye on film, did you not? Sure did. Right here in this photo. Though we cannot confirm it like this. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. That is your film analysis device. Okay, but what do you want to analyse, sir? This photo, please. I'm on it. Is there a new clue in this photo? Can I actually... Okay, I can actually move. Zoom in the upper left corner of the picture and present the large symbol. There's an eye right there. There's an eye. There's an eye. This is... See? In the Mozilla's eye right where I said it would be? Heh. I see. I have finally grasped. The true form of the giant monster that was being controlled by the mastermind. Giant monster! Are you admitting it? You are, ain't you? You're admitting that the mighty Mozilla is real. No, this is not Mozilla. This is the eye of a different monster. Please have a look at this. It's a flyer for the Very Big Circus. Ah! This is... Precisely. There is a rather large balloon with the head of a lion pictured here. This balloon is the true identity of the giant monster. In addition, the sound Miss Swift recorded, which she believes to be Mozilla spewing flames, Mr. Prosecutor, don't tell me you're gonna say something that'll shatter my dreams of a scoop. Hot air balloons fly by using burners to heat the air, right, sir? Precisely, Detective. The mastermind used this monster of his to bring Kay to the rooftop of the Grand Tower without using the elevator. Wouldn't that mean that the mastermind is someone connected to the circus? He's a member of the circus, Knightley's friend, and Dane Gustavia's son. But who'd have thunk it? An apprentice beast tamer? He's no amateur. The beast he has tamed is none other than this entire case. Simon Keyes. He is the mastermind behind this whole incident. Mr. Keyes was really behind it all? No way! I don't believe it. I mean, we trusted him. How could it have all been a lie? That's just heartbreaking. Okay. What is it? Hey you, stop! Where do you think you're going? The boy with horns is rather perceptive. The good prosecutor has done a remarkable job. Now that I have heard that, I have no further business here. What? Wait! Dogan! Ooh, don't... Oh, God, the dog! Ah! Damn it! Where'd he vanish to? Miss Edgeworth, you okay? Yes, I'm fine. However... That guy... John? That Dogan guy. He's the one who killed my dad, right? There is no question more difficult to answer. However, there's no use in denying the truth. Yes, John, you are correct. He'll pay for this. I swear he's gonna pay. I'll make him pay myself. John, you mustn't finish that thought. Prosecutor Edgeworth, please pay us no mind. Sir, I put out an APB on Dogan. All available police units will be searching for him. My stutter, man. You heard the man, kid. I don't mean to be heartless, but we need to hurry too. So, Mr. Prosecutor, where's the mastermind right now? Agent Lang is right. Our top priority right now should be catching the mastermind. He said he will be practicing. He's most likely at the Very Big Circus tent. But first, Agent Lang, I have a request. A request? What is it? Now that we've identified the giant monster, our next order of business is to capture it. The moment we arrive at the tent, I need you to locate that specific item post-haste. And Detective, I ask that you perform a follow-up investigation on the kidnapping incident. Roger that, sir. Miss Edgeworth, I want to help out too. In that case, you'll be in charge of calling for backup. If he's truly the mastermind, we may require assistance from a certain someone. I met him so many times that his facade always fooled me into sympathy. He may have got the better of me in the past, but this time, I'll settle it once and for all. To be continued! So a short one, just about 45 minutes long. A nice change of pace, that. Oh god. But next time, the final episode of this case and this game. Oh my god, it was Simon Keyes all along. All the cases are connected because obviously it's an instant game. Most of the cases usually connect, apart from some future games. I think Dual Destinies, it has a few cases, I think Dual Destinies, where it doesn't connect, but it has an overlying go through of a connection, but then I think Spirit of Justice is just barely connected. It's kind of like how Justice for All is my least favourite of the original trilogy, because all those cases really just don't connect at all. There's no I don't want to say they're not connected because there's no connection. It's weird to say that, but it's that's the thing. There's no thing that bridges them all together, unlike the first game and the third game, where a lot of the cases are connected. Maybe one or two are not and just completely separate, but yeah, but this, lots of stuff connects, even back, oh my god, I love it when it happens like that. But that thing of proving that it was Simon Keyes, you really have to remember that he said that quote so long ago. And if you don't, then you're just it's going to be trial and error of who's who. Maybe you can remember the picture, and I think the hair is similar, so that helps, but still. The only thing you get in the profile thing is just to say he's here. There's no, I thought maybe there might have things saying he was Knightley's childhood friend, and that would have helped with the connection, but still. Anyway, next time, like I said, will be the finale. It's going to be a long one, might get to about 2 hours long, maybe just over 2 hours, even though it looks short on my guide, but again, all the dialogue, and then the credits as well will make it a bit longer, but yeah, so, we're almost there. So thank you for watching, I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.